again, and this is just so we have your consent on the recording, okay? So do I have your permission to record this interaction to share with your professor?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you so much. And if you would like a copy of our privacy notice, you can download it from our website, immersion.com/privacy notice. Okay, so let's just talk a bit more about the logistics of the session. So you are going to have about 15 minutes in the simulator to run the scenario. Time permitting, we may be able to run through portions of the simulation again. At the end of the simulation, I will return to guide you in a reflection of your experience. And if at any point you feel overwhelmed or you feel you cannot continue the simulation, say pause simulation and I will return to address any concerns you have. Just so you know, the students can all write, raise their hands, and participate in a pair and share or a turn and talk. However, if you ask the avatars to do something outside the limitations of the program, say give a choral response or give you all a thumbs up, they can't do that. So the avatar, any avatar will say, the principal says, and reference that action. So for example, the principal says, we can't put our thumbs up. That's your cue to move on. Also, if there are any technical problems, just ask for me, Nina, and I will return to help you address it. Also,
Thank
this
you, Nina.
this scenario has a lesson. Have you chosen to do a lesson from one of Immersion's pre-selected lessons, or are you doing your own lesson today?
No, I chose from your lesson. It's working with decimal numbers.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you. Any final questions?
No, Miss Nina.
Okay.
About camera, how can I change camera? Because I have some notes. I prepare some notes for a student to see, and I want to switch camera from to my notes. I have extra camera here.
You could probably do that by going into Zoom. If you look on your Zoom page, you'll see that there's a mute button, and right now I should say mute and stop video.
Yes, I saw it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you see the little arrow up, and then you can select which webcam you have connected.
I saw it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. And as soon as you see all of the students appear, the simulation will have begun. Good luck, and remember that this is a training simulation, so it's a great opportunity to just take risks and stretch yourself.
Thank you very much, Miss Nina. See you soon. Good morning, class.
Wow, good morning, teacher. I really like your leopard print top today. Leopard print is my favorite print.
Thank you, Jayla. It's very sweet of you. Good morning, Carlos.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
I see decimal on the board. Are we gonna be doing math today?
Yes, Carlos, we are going to do math today.
Oh.
Hello, Emily. How are you today?
Well, I'm okay. I was hoping we would maybe talk about our reading.
We're going to do reading after math. We start with math and we go to reading. How's that?
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Good morning, Jayla.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
Oh, good morning. Yeah.
Good morning, Mina.
Good morning, teacher. I'm so excited today because I love math.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Okay. We are going to have a new lesson today. Our new lesson is about decimal numbers. Does any...
I know all about decimals.
Yes. Does either of you know what is decimal number?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like it's a dot. The decimal's a dot.
Excellent, excellent. We use a dot or simple points to show decimal numbers. Emily, Can you give me an example of decimal number?
Well, like when there's dots
Yes.
after
Uh-huh.
when you're and when you have a piggy bank that tells you like how I have one that you put cents in and a decimal numbers like when you look at the number and there's a dot.
Okay, you're right about the dots. Jayla, do you have any, can you give me example of a decimal number?
Well, I think of it as a dot. Maybe it's um just somewhere on top of it.
Okay, thank you for your idea. Will, how about you? Can you give me an example of a decimal number?
Uh, um, I don't know.
You don't know. It's okay. We're going to learn, okay? Mina, how about you? Can you give me an example of decimal number?
Well, I think that a decimal number is like money.
Like money. How can you say it? Can you give me a number?
Like $1.02.
Excellent. $1.02. This is what we are going to work today, okay? I'm going to show you example of decimal number. Look at the board. Okay, do you see? I have a few numbers here. 9.115, 0.5, and 10.11. Pause simulation. Resume simulation. Okay. As I said, we have 9.115, 0.5, 10.11. Look at the dots here. As you said, look at the dots. Yes, Carlos.
Teacher, why do you keep saying point?
Because it looks like a point. It's a small dot. That's the difference between the number and the other numbers and decimal number. Okay?
Why can't we just say dot then?
You can say dot. You can say it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. I want to know if I gave you a few numbers, are you able to tell me which one is a decimal number? Are you able to differentiate them or not? Let's practice, okay?
Yeah, I think I could definitely tell.
Okay. I have a few numbers here. As you see, is 5, 2, 43.
I see the decimal. I see the decimal.
Okay, would you please raise your hand?
It's uh
Would you please? Okay,
yes.
tell me, Mina. Thank
It's
you.
it's the 2.1.
Okay, this one. Yes, that's our decimal number.
Yeah,
That's
I agree with Mina that that's the only decimal up there.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you. How about you, Jayla? Do you think there is another decimal number here?
Nope. I think that's all the decimals there are.
How about you, Will? What do you think?
Oh, uh, I don't know.
You do. Emily, Emily,
Oh,
Emily,
mm-hmm.
would you please pay attention? I'm going to give you enough time to write notes, okay? But now look at the example, okay? Do you see any other decimal number?
Well, no, I guess.
No, that's 2.1 is the only decimal number, okay? 2.1. 5, 2, 43, 65, 63, and 12, they are whole number. We discussed them in another class. Okay. Let me switch the camera. Okay, today we are going to learn how to run a decimal number. Like if I give you 2.1, how can you run it to the whole number or to the 10th or to the 100th or to the 1000th, okay?
Wow, that's a bet to that thousands. That's a really big number.
Yes, but it's easy. Don't worry, Carlos, about it, okay? But before we go, we need to learn something about rounding the numbers. There is a rule, okay? The rules of rounding says, if you have a number between 5 and 6, round it up. It means go to the higher number. And if you have a number between 1 and 4, round it down, okay? Round it down,
Teacher?
round it up. Yes, my dear.
Teacher, you said 5 and 6, but that says 5 and 9.
5 and 9, I'm so sorry. You're right, Nina. I apologize. If your number is between 5 and 9, round it up. And if your number is between 1 and 4, round it down, okay? That's the rule of rounding. Look at this. I make a table for you. For example, you have 1, 3, 5.1, 2, 3, okay? The decimal separates left side and right side. 1 is your hundredths, your tens is 3, and your ones is 5. After decimal, on the right side, you see tens, which is 1, hundredths, which is 2, and thousands, which is 3. That's an example. You see, every number has a place. Any question?
That's a really big number.
Yes, but we are going to work on it. It seems difficult, but when you work on it, it's not going to be difficult. I'm going to go to the next one. Look at it. Tens after decimal, which is a red dot. You have tens, you have hundreds, and you have thousands. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let's go round to tens. That's the easiest one and fastest one. For example, look at it. You have 1.26. Are you able to see it?
Yes, we can see it.
26. Okay. To round to 10, we need 2 digits on the right side of decimal, which is 2 and 6. Now look at 6. Is 6 between 5 and 9 or is between 1 and 4? It's between 5 and 9. Then we're going to round it. 26, we're going to round it to 1.30. And if the very right number on decimal is 0, we're going to omit it, and our number is going to be 1.3. Remember the rule of rounding. The next example I'm going to show you is rounding up to the 100. I have a number here, 3.452. To round to 100, I need to have 3 digits on the right side of decimal. This is the right side of decimal, correct? And I'm going to look at the third digit, which is on the thousandth, which is 2. Is 2 between 1 and 4 and or 5 and 9? 2 is between 1 and 4. Then I'm going to round down. Then my 52.
Teacher,
Yes, my dear.
what is a digit?
Digit is a number. Look at the 4, 5, 2. They are digits. They are numbers. Okay. I'm gonna look at my number, and I see it's 2. 2 means round down. Then my 52 is going to turn to 50. And since the last number on the right side of decimal is 0, I'm going to omit it, and my final number is going to be 3.45. Okay? The next one is I'm going to run to thousands. To run to thousand, I need to have 4 numbers. One after decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers after decimal. Or on the right side of the decimal, I need to have 4 numbers. Okay. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to say, okay.
Teacher, Carlos is on his phone.
Carlos, put your phone away. We're going to use it at the end of the class when I give you a 5 minutes break.
Sorry,
Carlos,
I left my lunch at home, so I was telling my mom.
Okay. Are you ready, Carlos?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to look at the last number, which is 5. It means I have to round it up. And 25 is going to turn to 30. And since the last number on the right side of decimal is 0, we're going to omit it. And our number is 6.783. Any question?
Yeah, why do we leave out the 0 if that place is so important?
Because we have to round it to 1,000. 1,000 means we have to have 3 digits. And 0 doesn't make any difference. 0.3 or 0.3 and 0.30 are the same numbers. Do you want me to give you an example?
No, I think I got it.
Thank you. Okay. The next example is how to round to the whole number. Okay. For example, you have $5.79. And if I want to know which is the closest number, $5 or $6, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the first number on the right side of decimal, which is 7. 7 is between 5 and 9, correct? Then I'm going to round up my number. 7,579 is going to be 6 or $6. Okay? Any question?
I mean, I guess it's easy.
Thank you. I'm glad it's easy for you. Okay. Now let's go and solve a real life problem. Okay? All we learn, we have to use it in real life. Otherwise, why we should learn something? Mr. Smith is going to buy a refrigerator for $999.99. That's the price he's going to pay, correct?
Okay.
Let me make it clear. This camera, okay. Okay. And the sale tax is 7%. Okay? We have a 7% sale tax. Overall, how much Mr. Smith is going to pay for this refrigerator? In the last class, we learned 7% is equal to 0.07. It's the decimal number for 7%. and we calculate the sales tax, we're going to have the price, multiply it by 0.07, which is $69.9475. We never have such a cents, 9,475 cents. Do we have such a thing? No. For cents, we can say $1.10, $1.05, $1.99. It means after decimal, we are allowed to have only two numbers. Okay? And I have 69.9475. They asked us to round it to 100. Why? Because after decimal, we are allowed to have two numbers for,
Teacher,
yes, my dear,
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but it's time for recess.
just 5 minutes, okay? And I'm gonna run the number. I'm gonna need three numbers, 947. And since 7 is between,
Hello, welcome back. So sorry. That was the
okay,
avatar trying to cue you that we're wrapping up on time and need to go back to reflection.
okay,
So sorry to interrupt that wonderful lesson.
that's okay.
It's a very quick time, so I understand um, that you can't get through everything. Um, all right. I'll wait a second if you want to flip your camera
Hold
back.
on, of course. Okay.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you for participating in that simulation. Just for the next few minutes, let's reflect on that experience. So, how do you think that the students are feeling?
I think that it was a very, I enjoyed the simulation discussion, and I think students were kind of involved, engaged, and none of them complained to say it's boring. They asked questions, which was very good
Yeah.
to them.
In relation to the outcome, which strategies or best practices do you use well?
Um, if I can say it's online, it's a little bit difficult, because we are not in the class with the students. But if I
Yeah.
were in the class, I would get close to them. I would ask them questions, I would
Yeah.
look at their notes, I would guide them in person practically. And that's what I think. I would use, I would be more helpful in the class if I were there.
Yeah.
And I would take care of some behavior like using the phone. I would go to them, tap on the shoulder without saying a notes, pointing at the phone, put it away,
Yeah.
something
Um,
like that. I would do.
Understandable. And if you had the chance to do this again, what do you think you could improve upon?
I think I need to use time more effectively. That's what
Okay.
I, because my last question, one portion of it I didn't finish. That's what I did. And I would probably um, go right away to the lesson. And I would ask them again. I would ask individual questions to make sure everybody has equal opportunity, because some of my students they were not much involved today.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what is one thing you're taking away from this experience that you will use next time you face a similar situation in real life?
Um, I'm going to teach them how to use the, what is that, dollar and cents,
Hmm.
more effectively, because I didn't finish this lesson, and as I said, I'm going to make my lesson a little bit shorter, talk less, work more.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
Absolutely. Okay. So thank you for participating. Since you chose to record today's session, just know that you're going to be able to access your video by returning to the immersion portal where you scheduled
Thank you very
today's
much.
session. And have a great day.
Thank you. You too, Miss. Have a great
Bye
day.
bye.
Bye.